Hello, hello. Sagittarius, I'm going to give you guys an opportunity to come in the room. Sagittarius, this will be your general reading. So good morning. Good afternoon to those in different parts of the world. Sagittarius, we're going to see what's going to pop out here for you this morning. We're going to be using different oracles, and we're going to use the tarot like we normally do, but it's going to be a different kind of tarot. So let's go ahead. Let's get into it. This is going to be for Sagittarius. You want to get 3 of these cards. This is for Sagittarius. All right. Oh, your cards came out quick this morning. What? What, Sagittarius? Get out of Dodge. All right, that is crazy. That's probably one of the best cards in that deck, by the way. All right, so you guys had Empress, Memories, and then this was the first one that came out. All right, let's talk about it. Well, Spirit is telling you something. Before we even get into the good stuff, it's like, okay, wait a minute. Before we even get to the good stuff, we need to talk about something that you need to do, Sag. Okay, you need discipline. Now, we know that there's all different kinds of things that you may need discipline for. Discipline away from a certain person, boundaries, discipline with your day-to-day activities and routine, your eating habits, your exercising habits, the way that you clean. Okay, I mean, it's disciplines everywhere, right? Or it can have something to do with your faith. Now, this is what this says, though. Sorry, I wasn't even paying attention. I'm looking down at the other card. Look at what it says. You will improve your self-control and not allow your impulses or your feelings to dictate your choices by making level-headed decisions. Now, this is crazy because obviously it's telling me the reason why this card is coming out is you weren't before. You were just doing things on a whim. However it felt good. If it feels good, it feels good. If it smells good, that's where I'm going. If it's going to make me happy for the moment, that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. And I like the fact that it says your impulses. That's that I gotta do it feeling without thinking. And here it says level-headed decisions that will what? Bring more peace and harmony into your life. Come on. Come on, Sag. I know that's right. You're like, you can't have this jackpot if you ain't got no discipline. Why in the world would I give you something like a jackpot if you don't have any discipline? You see how the universe is trying to get things under control first before you actually get to that place? We're going to talk about it. Now, the second card that came out. Oh, no, let me go ahead. Let me get this one. Let me get this one because I think this came out second. Memories. You may be feeling a bit nostalgic and likely triggered. I can't believe this happened. I can't believe and I can't believe they said this to me. I can't believe they did this to me. Now I'm in my feelings. Okay. It says, but know that while you can't go back in time and change the past, you can always change the way that you think about it. Now, this is one of those things where it's like you can't help what someone has done to you. Maybe even situations that you were in, you had no control over. You can't keep going back trying to figure out why it happened or thinking about why it happened or trying to figure out what you could have done to prevent it or, you know, just what if it was different? You gotta get out of that. Because a smell can trigger you. Music can trigger you. Going to certain locations can trigger you. A certain television show can trigger you. Because we used to do this, or I remember this time. That's what's happening. And it's interesting because you guys had discipline before that. And it's funny because I always think that discipline has something to do with other people and substances and all the other stuff and daily routines. No, it's like, remember I said your faith? Discipline of the mind. Be careful about where your mind goes. Because right now, according to this, it's not helping you out. And a lot of you guys are living in the past because, you know, that it's when things were good, seemingly, or what you thought to be. And it could have been. It could have been. I'm not going to take that away from you. But something happened and you're not in that place anymore. Okay? Now, the next card that's coming out here is Empress. You're transforming into the Empress. What does this mean? Abundant. Self-worth. Worthy of having. You will feel what? Confident. You will look better. You'll feel better. And you will realize your own worth. Because now you have that discipline, which is boundaries. You're standing up for what you deserve and not settling. We're not talking about a spouse here, even though that could be true as well. It's harder for you when you are in some type of marriage here and you're like, okay, what I'm settling. That person may not have been that way in the beginning. Okay, we already know how that can go. After like years down the line, all of a sudden they switch up on your ass. But I'm saying this is more so, that can happen too, where you're like, I can't keep taking this. I'm going to be out of here. That's the reason why people get divorced, right? But I'm saying that this is happening more so for people who are single. When you're in relationships or when you are working for certain jobs and you know you're not getting paid what you deserve. You know you're not getting what you deserve from this person. You know you're not getting respect. You know you're not getting respect from your friends or somebody in your family who's talking to you sideways. And you're like, baby, this is not going to happen. And when you're standing in that Empress energy, it is not about what they're doing. It's about what you will not accept. And that is where the discipline comes in. You are only going to go so far with me. Okay? And a lot of you guys are making that clear now. And some people are not going to like that. But why is this so important? Let me make sure this is straight. Why is this so important? Because there's about to be something amazing. Now, this was the card that fell that was at the bottom of the deck. I was just like, oh my God. Oh, jackpot. I don't even want to read it. I don't want to read it yet. What does it say? At last, you will feel like you have it all. Love, success, money. Sag. Come on now. At last, you will feel like you have it all, love, success, money, and feeling proud of yourself. And you will finally achieve the everlasting happiness endings you dreamed of. Okay, but let's be real here. Does that mean that you won't have problems? No. It means that you are so close to getting what you want. You are so close to feeling it. Whatever you consider that dream to be, because it's different for everybody. You know, some of you guys may have a little aches and pains here and there. You know, you can't enjoy your trips as much as you want to, but you're going on the trip. You got your person, you got your kids, but you got to deal with that knee pain, got to deal with that hip pain, right? You see how that there's always, there could be a little bit of something. Those are called inconjunctions, by the way, like minor inconveniences. But that's what I see. That's what I feel is happening. Where it's just like minor inconveniences and that's it. I mean, of course, there could be other stuff. But man, to even see this card is crazy. And y'all think I'm lying. Now, my hands are here. The cards are here. Look at what came out at the bottom of the deck after that. I kid you not. There's some type of help that you guys are getting. And I've said this before. I don't know if this is ancestral thing or like, you know, ancestral thing here for you. But it says you're entering a period of happiness and look, leaving behind darkness. So it's even telling you whatever it is that you've been experiencing, you ain't going to experience that for long. It seems like the universe, your angels, your ancestors, or whoever is helping you. Maybe they're alleviating or relieving some type of drama, pain, a burden, a health situation, some type of scare that you experience, and you guys are going to feel so much better. It's going to be this lightness that you feel. Because anytime you see the word happiness, don't you feel, like anytime anytime I think about words, I have like a picture. Remember when you were little in person and when they were describing to you in a book what happiness looks like, and they always have a drawing of kids skipping, right? They skip because they have no problems. There's nothing weighing them down. They're light. And so it is this lightness that you feel where there's no more worries, where fears are starting to fade. Your worries are starting to fade away. That's why this is the jackpot. You can only be there if you are experiencing it. Okay? Hello. Now, we're going to go ahead. We're going to get to the second deck, which is this one. I can do this in front of camera. The other one I'm not going to be able to do because it's too big, but you guys will see that in a minute. It's this one. This thing is huge. I'm going to pull one in front of the camera, though. All right, so let's go ahead. We're going to pull this in front. Give me a second. Let me just kind of shuffle a little bit. All right. This is for Sagittarius. Let's get 3. Oh, okay. Wow. That's 2 that came out. That's 4. Okay, I'm just going to do what it says. Gateway, right? Let's put this to the side and put it down over here. Okay. Now, I want to show you the cards that came out because one card is crazy good. And I'm like, that is so on point. Information, perspective. This is the only card. Oh, no, you had another one. You had 3 that came out. Okay, I may not be able to get through it all, but they want to tell you something. Shadow, self, home, and healing. I'm going to take the first one that popped. This is the first one that popped. That was the first one that fell that I saw. Out of all the ones that fell, this was the first one, and then it's hitting discipline. You talking about triggers. That is what that shadow self is. I mean, this is something that has brought you down. It was like, I don't recognize this life perspective. Your perspective had totally changed or shifted. Your reality of what you thought you knew completely shifted when you stepped into this shadow side of yourself. And you were brought there by something. Here it says, confront your demons and begin untangling yourself from them. I can't specifically say what that is because this is a general and I will not. But you know what that means for you. You know what it is that got you caught up or tangled up. You know that, right? And it's interesting because a part of that perspective literally says seeing it from a higher perspective can help you see the situation in a whole new light. You want to know one thing that I can't stand? Especially when you go through things, when someone says some stuff like that and you know that the situation that you're in is like, there is no higher light. And you guys already know I am extremely logical. I don't get caught up with the woo-woo stuff. Like people, like, and I'm just saying woo-woo. I feel like everything here is beautiful, right? But I'm saying I don't get caught up in the whole thing about, well, maybe, and, imaginary. Imaginary does not work. Okay? I'm saying when someone says something like that, it is obviously there's something that the universe is either A, trying to get you out of, even though you may not want to, or it's something that you need to see for your own benefit. Like you have to get up out of this. And it may hurt you. Okay? So when it says perspective, it's like, okay, you need to see the reason why it was probably good that you found that out. You probably need to figure out why that was that way. And it may hurt and your whole life is going to change, but I'm just telling you right now. Okay? But baby, whatever it was had you going through something. And see, now you see discipline when it talks about what you are doing. How are you responding to that thing that brought you down to hell? How are you responding to that? Let's get your next card. Home. Your energy is precious. Give yourself in your home some TLC. Now, this is interesting because it's coming after the shadow. What happens when you feel like everything you know has collapsed on you? Your safety is no longer around. The people are no longer around. There's no safety net. And then you start falling into this weird depression, this sadness. This goes here to this healing. Be kind to yourselves, especially after you have experienced something that you had to confront or find out. Can you please do that? Right? Here it says your energy is precious. You can't stop thinking about it here with the memories. There it is. Now, we saw that from the jump, right? And I gave all a little descriptive of what it could be. Now it's telling you, you done experienced something you cannot stop thinking about. I just can't. Man, the fact that this has happened, I can't believe they did that. I can't believe that this is who they are now. I can't believe that I'm in this place. I can't believe that I'm here now. Perspective. I can't believe that this is my reality. Your energy is precious. Give yourself some grace. Be kind to yourself. And here with this healing, it says real healing is hard. Be kind to yourself with no judgment. Healing is hard because some of y'all got dragged. Do you hear what I'm trying to tell you? A lot of y'all may have had that, I'm using this word today, soft drag. Some of you guys got the hardcore, baby. Okay, I'm talking about you got dragged big time. And you have been traumatized. So your healing is completely different from everybody else. And sometimes the memories come out or come about, this is involuntarily. This is not one of those things where you want to think about it. It just happens. Remember, it says anything can trigger those memories. Anything, a smell, music, someone's house, a food, anything can trigger those memories. And there you go right back to that place again and you're feeling broken. And here it literally says it's about your perspective. Why are you in this situation? But you got to heal from that. Now, information is the last card that came out. I'm going to get that gateway in a minute. A message is coming that will bring clarity and lift the fog from you. That's falling on the Empress. How else can you be confident, look better, and feel better without clarity? Okay? If we're saying that you are at a place where something has happened, something has occurred that made you feel less than, you don't feel good about yourself. Your whole identity could have been shifted, okay, depending on what this is, okay? Meaning, remember, perspective is your identity as well. Like, who am I? What am I? What is this? And so here it says, okay, remember I said before that could be something dealing with the universe. I do feel like it's ancestors. I do feel like it's angels. You're getting help in some kind of way. You have to. You need it. This has to happen for you. Okay? You will not settle for less, even if the person or whatever is not happening. If that's not happening anymore, you refuse to be down. I want to go back to that one card though, because I didn't touch on this. I want to go back to that one card. And I know it was, what card was that? One of these cards. I just don't want to move it. I don't want to move it. Where it talked about your home, right? When you are not in the best of moods, don't other stuff get neglected? Other stuff gets neglected, right? Oh, there it is right there. Sorry, but the camera was right in front of it. Your energy is precious. Give yourself and your home some TLC. When you are sad, when you are depressed, everything else gets neglected. Sometimes even your children. So when spirit or the universe is basically saying, I am going to come in here, I'm going to lift the fog, I'm going to energize you in order to get things done, that's exactly what they mean. Information, something will come to you in some way, shape, or form. It could literally be a dream. It could be a person. It could be a sign. It could be however, right? It could be whatever you want it to be. That's basically what it's saying. Whatever to get you up out of this fog or this funk that you're in, okay? And your perspective will change. Now, I'm going to go ahead, and because these cards are too damn big, I am going to go ahead and pull one in front of y'all, and the other ones I have to shift behind the camera, because baby, one thing I am not going to do is make a mess, okay? All right, so let's do this. Let's do this in front of the camera. All right, let's just pick one. Let's pick a random one. Seven of Swords. Betrayal. Seven of Autumn is at the bottom of the deck. Woo. I don't don't trust nobody. This is such a Sagittarius energy, by the way. Baby, I don't trust nobody. I don't trust nobody. I don't trust myself half the time. Seven of Swords. Let's read it. I got to do it this way because I can't see it. I'm going to read it first and then I'll show y'all. Here it says, caution though. Caution will help you avoid the loss of valuable things, including non-material resources such as your time or peace of mind. Be aware of the results of your actions as well as what others might be doing behind your back. I told you, betrayal or some type of sneaky behavior here. Now, you may have found out that somebody was doing something sneaky, or you will. Again, it goes back to information. There's some trust issues here. And that's kind of sad because remember, if we're saying that shadow self talks about things that you have to face, it's like, that's another reason why I say don't run from it. The avoidance of it. Like, look at it straight in the eye. You got to look at it. You got to see it for what it really is. This is what it is. This is what it is. I can't run away from this shit. I know you don't put your whole life into it. I know you put all your energy into it. You have invested into this, but that is not your reality anymore. Perspective. How else can you get the jackpot? This is what it's trying to say. This is the reason why Gateway is here. In order for me to get to where I have to go, right? In order for me to get to this place, it's going to be either a yes or a no. It's either I'm going to stay or I'm going to go. Hello, right? That's what it's basically saying. In order for you to get to where you have to be, the universe is going to give you a gate, but are you going to walk the path? Because ain't no way in the world you're going to tell me you're going to pass this up. It's no way in the world you're telling me that you're going to walk away without. Ain't no way in the world. Well, that's not going to happen because I'm too old and I don't believe anybody will love me and I don't believe. If you don't believe it, I can't believe it. I can't make you believe it. I just told you that there's some type of angelic thing here. I just told you that there's a universal thing here that ain't got nothing to do with you or I. This has something to do that's out of your control, that's moving you in a certain direction. But if you don't believe it, then no wonder there's no TLC here. No wonder there is no self-care. Your third card that came out was Empress. It says, I have confidence. I deserve this. Okay? Let's go ahead. Now we're going to get your second one. Now this is going to be for you. That's what I want to do. This one's going to be for you. Well, that's good. All right. This is going to be for Sagittarius. All right. Princess of Autumn. Now these cards are a little bit different because they have like multiple of pages in this deck. So we'll see what this means in a minute. Your money is going to be on point. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what your interest is, because with this one, I believe that this is more so interests. So I don't know what your interests are in. Oh, shoot, I pulled. Remember, we saw that Seven of Pentacles. So I think that you guys are either could be investing in stocks or investing into something. Maybe you guys are going to be learning a trade, or you're going to be finishing school or something like that. But yeah, that makes sense because this is what this says. Let's look at it. It literally says a wonderful opportunity related to your work or education, such as a promotion or a scholarship, is coming your way. Okay. That's what it says. What else does it say here? Seize this opportunity. Seize this chance to what? Learn something. And this is really more so about learning something after the opportunity has presented itself. After. Okay, that's basically what I'm saying here. There is money here. There is money here. Some of you guys are definitely online school. I see that. And I also see that some of you guys are online dating. And I know we haven't talked about that, but we're about to get to it. Let's get to it. Let's get to the money. Your money is going to be so on point. And I'm so for real. I don't know what the hell this is, but I just see resources falling on you. Okay, and I just don't think that you guys are aware. I'm not going to say that it's going to be this year. I'm not, because you guys already know how I feel about the current transits here. You guys are being squared pretty heavily. So I'm not going to say that it's going to be this year. No, ma'am. No, sir. I doubt it. You only have 2 months left of this year, and you also got to get through another 2 or 3 months next year before you stop being squared. So I would definitely say more so about spring. For some of you, not saying all of you, but I would say mostly spring, because you still have to get over this hardship energy that you guys have. But there is money, honey. And I'm just going to tell you. Now, as far as relationships are concerned, what do I see? It's just been a mess, y'all. It's been a mess, y'all. Let me go ahead. Let me pull something. Relationships have been a mess, y'all. Real healing is hard. Be kind to yourself with no judgment. Let me see. This is for Sagittarius. Let's see here. Damn. Do y'all know how big this deck is? Let me show you. Look at that. My thumb, this is how big this deck is. Look at what I asked for your person, right? Look at what came out. And a lot of y'all jumped up. It was like, hell yeah, that is so true. That's them. Let's read it. You may feel that you are trapped in your situation, but that's not true. Be careful not to overly focus upon material wealth and break free of negative thinking. Now, this card is for you, but this is also for them. You know, it's one of those things that you were dealing with a person who was selfish. You were the healing one. Someone here was healing. Now, of course, there could be a cross watcher who's like, oh no, it was definitely Sag. Sag was the one who had the ego. I was the one that was healing. I was the one that was giving. I was the one that was birthing and giving good advice and comforting. I was. All right, that could be true. But remember, someone got the short end of the stick. And they were only concerned about themselves, about how people viewed them, about how they felt, well, you know, how this is just the most selfish energy. They're not really concerned about you. They weren't concerned about you. And maybe this is just, you know, part of that information is you guys really, and this is hitting Empress. This could have been a wife who did this. This could have been your child's mother. This could have been anyone that you had children with, by the way. It really could have been. It could have been a Taurus. It could have been a Virgo. It could have been a, what was the other ones that I saw? It could have been an Aries. It could have been a Pisces, a Capricorn, or a Leo. Those are the ones that I saw. And I'm not saying that there's not any other signs here. I'm saying that that's the ones that I saw when I pulled. Let's get you really quickly. Let's get you really quickly. Let's get you. Damn, look how long it took for you to come out. I want to show you what just happened. You see those two cards? That's how it flipped. Okay, I'm not going to take the one that fell. That one was on top because that was still flipped over. But this is you. You got a lot to say. You got a lot on your mind right now. Godly. And at the bottom for you, you had the Queen of Cups. Okay. You got the Nine of Cups, really good. And you got the Dreamer, the full card energy. You're starting a new adventure. Run free. Run free. There's going to be something that you're going to get in this new adventure because that's the Nine of Cups, which talks about hopes and wishes and dreams and all that other stuff, right? Here it says, now is the time when your dreams come true. Don't worry about how this will happen. And you know, that's the first thing that okay, so I just need to, I need to, You've been told 3 times here. I want you to see, y'all think that this is a joke. Y'all saw that it landed just like this, right? So, you know, I didn't place it. Okay, but isn't that in harmony with this? Come on now, Sag, run free, get out of there. Okay, even if it's mental, get out of there. Just give gratitude to God, and you will give gratitude for God for all that you have and that's still yet to come. Hello, happiness. You're leaving that era. You're leaving that time of that darkness here. We saw that whole shadow period, baby. When I tell you, a lot of y'all have been dragged. 9 of Cups, you are the one that's basically in favor. And I like the fact that here with the Queen of Cups, it literally says this time of deep emotions and heightened intuition. So this is also saying that you guys are very, very intuitive. And it also talks about you are going to be able to trust completely. Now that is crazy because I just said the 7 of Swords, y'all don't trust nobody. And if you do, it's very few people. Some of y'all can't even trust your kids because you know they be lying. It don't mean that you don't love them, but you know they don't be telling you the truth. But I love the fact that the 9 of Cups is here because it is going to put you in a more blessed situation. Let's get your out. Let's get outside of you. No, well, oh boy, here we go. This could be anybody. This could be anybody. Sag. Let's get outside of you really quickly. Let's see what comes out. Wow. Okay, 3 came out. You had the 4 of Springs, which is the 4 of Wands. Did 4 come out or 3? Hold on. Okay. Sorry, it fell on the floor. Wow. 3 of Swords. 8 of Pentacles. Star card could be dealing with Aquarius. Ooh. Ooh, there's somebody coming up in here. Oh my God. It's going to be unbelievable. Can you guys believe that the 9 of Cups talks about the hope and wish? That's where you are right now. Right now, you're in the expectation. You haven't received the blessing yet. You are in the waiting. You are at the gate. Because see, remember, heaven is all about the mind. So you are right at heaven's doors. Please don't take it that way. Remember, I don't believe the same way everybody else believes. Okay, I don't believe it that way. Heaven, people have heaven on earth right now. People have hell on earth. You guys are about to experience heaven. Okay, yeah, there's the gate. Okay. God said, I see you. You see me? I see you. But you see me. God said, do you see me? You're like, yeah, I see you, God. Okay. All right. So now that you see me, there is someone hurting that you may not know is hurting. Now, I don't know if you have completely shut them down, cut them off, or if they're hurting outside of you. Well, they hurt me. They can't be hurting. Yeah, they can. They can be hurting because they have a guilty conscience. They can be hurting because of what they're doing is not practical. They can be hurting for a million different reasons. They can be hurting because their family don't love them. They can be hurting because their pockets are hurting. They can be hurting for a lot of different reasons outside of you. And you also want to be careful about entertaining people who are hurt or broken because you're there. You don't have time to be nurturing nobody right now. You need to be encouraged. You can have people around that's going to be encouraging you, but you can't be the person that's going to be patching people up. Okay, so you got to be careful about that. Now here with this 3 of Swords, it literally says sadness is a part of life, but you don't have to endure it alone. You may need a little time to heal, but once you have worked your way through the emotions, you will be stronger than before. You and somebody else is hurt in this reading. And you know that ego gets in the way because it's sitting on top of ego. And you're like, they don't even care. Yeah, they do. And they could be just hurt because you're trying to take their money. No one says that it's emotional. Who said there was emotions behind this? I said that they could be hurting for different reasons. And we know when it comes down to Sagittarius, in some way, you're going to make them feel it. Even if it's you just ignoring them. Okay? Another card that came out. We saw the star, like I said before. This to me does not feel like you, a person that you know. This feels like someone that's going to come in. But if this is you, it says you are about to take a leap of faith with your life. Worry will be replaced with optimism. Well, we already talked about that. We already saw that. You see how you're feeling confident? The Empress said you will experience confident. You will feel better about yourself. You know, the future will look brighter. But it's giving you the reasons now. Let's get the Eight of Pentacles here. It says it's the perfect time to learn. Okay, so you guys are learning something. Now, I don't know, like, this could be, again, I feel like there's something that you're doing from your house, online schooling, online trade program. You guys could be taking courses where you don't have to pay. You could be learning a craft. You can be learning anything that you know, let's say you're trying to cook. Let's say you're trying to have a TikTok. Let's say something like that. It's something. I also feel like this could sometimes include if you are like learning, like if you get a new job or something like that. This could be like, okay, well, I have to train. Okay, but I can't say that specifically, but I can say it all different kinds because that's a general read. But that's what I'm saying. Oh my God, 36 minutes. Let me hurry up. Let's get your today. And we're done. Let's get your today. This is going to be for Sagittarius. Let's get Sagittarius today. It's so funny because I'm looking at my computer, which I have not looked at because it's too far. But you kind of see these cards are just too big. Let's see what's going to happen. It's going to be both sides, by the way. Okay. I just heard deuces. Don't know why. Hierophant could be dealing with a Taurus. Taurus is going to be playing a role for you today. But it also talks about your commitments. Here it talks about tradition, commitments, institution, spiritual rhythms, conformity, religion. That's what it says. I don't know what this means. Tradition is family. Commitment is relationships. Commitment is your job. Focusing on your work. Focus on your job. Okay. Maybe you are feeling a little bit more spiritual today. Who knows? And then here in the reverse, it says you guys are rebelling. You guys are about to be free. There's about to be something about you that's going to be a little bit more unconventional, or you're going to start experiencing those things. So it's like, unconventional is Aquarius, and especially with Pluto is there. So you probably need to see what house that is, because you're most likely in that right now. Personal freedom and personal belief, what you believe in. Okay, Hierophant. Hierophant is also the second house. So this is making me feel that you guys are definitely focusing on your work and career, without a doubt. You're focusing on the things that you're able to obtain because there are some things you don't have and you need it. Okay, this is what I have for you here. Sagittarius, thank you guys so much for coming back to my channel. You guys already know I love you with all my heart. Please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell if you're interested in the reading. I don't know if I said that. All the information is down below. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.